Good morning, everyone, and this story is very especially for Spike and Scout in Australia. So we have Mummy and Daddy Bear sitting, as they always do, having a lovely pot of Earl Grey tea in the early morning. And there are all the little bears sitting there. There's Jeff Bear, and he's feeling very homesick because he is from Australia, which is a long way away. And Penny's sitting there with her little friend, Brina, and Benny, and of course Tommy Bear. Now, Jeff Bear says, I would like to go back home for a while and I'd love to take you all with me. Would you care to come with me? Oh, says Tommy, I'd love to. And Benny says, yes, please. And Brina says, I know I'm only visiting, but I would love to come. And Penny Bear says, my goodness me, so long as we can all go together, I'm very happy. What an adventure that would be. Now, says Jeff Bear, there's only one small problem. He said there are no aeroplanes at the moment because of this darn virus thing. They call it COVID-19. Anyway, that doesn't matter. I have managed to hire us a hot air balloon, and that'll take us over the ocean to Australia. I think we'll all just about be able to squeeze in. What do you say, chaps? Well, everybody says yes, and Daddy Bear says, well, I have never been in a hot air balloon and I think it might be fun. What do you say, Mummy Bear? And Mummy Bear says, well, my darling, if you go, I'm coming with you. And Jeff Bear then says, and what I managed to do? I have managed to hire us a house exactly like this one because we Australians love Victorian-style houses. And so we're going to be going into the Outback, quite near to a very special place, which I'll tell you about shortly. But in the meantime, why don't we all hop into the hot air balloon? So Jeff Bear gets up and there's the hot air balloon. Just look at that. It's waiting there hanging on the roof. So Jeff Bear pops in. Daddy Bear quickly pops in too. There we are. And Mummy Bear's popping in. Let's pop her in too. And how about all the kids? Oh, wait, says Penny, I'm coming. Penny Bear gets in. It's going to be a bit of a tight squeeze. I can see a very tight squeeze. And little Benny comes in. Goodness me, it is a bit tight in here, isn't it? We'll have to manage. And here goes Tommy. Oh, and here comes Brina. Boom. I think we've got all the little bears in. What do you say? Right. So now let's just have a quick look at the map again. So just to remind you, here we go. We're down here in Hermanus, just next to Cape Town. And this hot air balloon's got to go all the way over the Indian Ocean into Australia. Now they're going to go to the Outback, which is sort of in the middle here. It's very dry there and all that. And we might see some interesting things. But in the meantime, let's go back to the hot air balloon. And I think we'd better get on our journey. But before we do, Ollie and Polly are sitting there on the rooftop and they say, bye, we're going to try and come and join you there. We can fly there. We've got wings. Bye-bye, everybody. And the hot air balloon, up she goes into the air. Up, up, up. And she's going to fly a long way. Oh, look at this. She's going to fly along. Oh, it's very fun. Such a lot of fun. And the hot air balloon is going and going and going and going and going and going. Oh, and now what do we see looking down? My goodness me, is this the Australian continent? Oh, Jeff Bear, what's that great big rock? It looks like it's in the desert. Well, says Jeff Bear, that is what we call Ayers Rock or Ulundi or something along those lines. And you can see how dry it is here. This is a very sacred place. And what do we see? There's a kangaroo. I tell you what, shall we drop the hot air balloon down and let's go and have a look. So all the little bears pop out. Pop out. Pop out. Here we go. There they go. And Jeff Bear. And Jeff Bear says to Mummy and Daddy Bear, well, I tell you what, we'll just send the balloon on to the house that I've hired for you. And here it is. We've even got your tea waiting on the doorstep. Oh, it's very hot here, says Mummy Bear and Daddy Bear. So we'll just get them out of the hot air balloon, pop Daddy on his seat. Oh, it's been a long journey. And pop Mummy Bear there while they have a lovely cup of tea. And we'll pop the hot air balloon just where it can wait for them. But in the meantime, let's go back to where they were. And what do we have here? This is Kenny the kangaroo. Hello there, all of you. Oopsie daisy. I see you've come to visit me and it's very dry here. We haven't got much water. Oh, say the little bears, we're very happy to be here. And tell me, Kenny, what do you do all day? Well, I have to look for lots of food, says Kenny the kangaroo. It's a bit difficult here. If we turn around, you will see, look here, just a few little snippets of things here and there. A few, not much good with that. And if you look up at Ayers Rock, do you know there's even a tree growing out of that? Isn't that quite amazing? But you know, children, you haven't seen my friend Katie. Katie's the koala bear. So Kenny jumps over to the big eucalyptus tree. And who do we have up there but Katie the koala? Now, koala bears are nocturnal, which means that they only actually come out at night. But seeing as it is the end of the day, she's just waking up. Let's have a look at her. Oh, she comes down onto the sand here with Kenny the kangaroo. And the bears are so excited to see Katie the koala bear. Oh, I've never seen a koala bear before, say the three little bears and Tommy. And so what are we going to do now? Well, the koala says, you know, I just love eating leaves all day long. I sleep all day, and I eat at night time. I like to forage. And Kenny the kangaroo says, well, you're my friend, so it's really nice to have some company now that you're awake, Katie. Isn't he a beautiful kangaroo, kids? What do you think of him? Oh, we think he's beautiful. And the koala bear, you know, she looks a little bit like us, a little bit more tubby maybe, and she's got bigger ears than us, but that's rather nice. Now, we now have to get back to Mummy and Daddy, and would you come along with us, please, so that they can see you? They haven't seen a kangaroo before or a koala. Sure thing, says Kenny. Hop, 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 hop. Oh, and he's going to go up onto the stoop with them. Oh, says Daddy Bear, I don't believe it. That's a kangaroo. We've never seen one. We don't get them in Africa. And Mummy Bear says, my, but he's a handsome fellow, isn't he? Goodness gracious me. And then little Katie comes along and she goes hoppity, 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 hop. Well, she can't hop very well, but she tries. And she comes along and says, hello, Mummy and Daddy Bear. I'm Katie the koala bear. Oh, say the Mummy and Daddy Bear. Oh, says Daddy Bear, you know, we're quite similar in our looks, aren't we? You've just got bigger ears and you're a little bit more round tummy than us, but you're very beautiful. I'm very pleased to make your acquaintance. And Kenny the kangaroo says we'd better go and get those children. So along come all the little bears, right the way along. And poor little Brina got left behind, but she's going to have a look. She says, could I have my photograph taken with you, please, Kenny? Oh, certainly, says Kenny. Click. Oh, that's very nice. And the little bears, Benny and Penny, and there's Jeff Bear, and he says, you know, I'm so happy to be back in Australia. Oh, he said, I know it's very hot here like it does get in Africa too, but it's very good to be home. And nice to see the Ayers Rock as well. Do you know, says Jeff Bear, that Ayers Rock actually is a very sacred place? Well, I know, says Kenny the kangaroo. And oh, yes, says Katie the koala bear. It's a very special place. Very, very special indeed. We'll have to go and have a look at it again another day. But in the meantime, you must be very tired after your long journey. Oh, yes, says Tommy, and yes, says Benny, and yes, says Penny. I think we must all go and have a lovely sleep now in this house that looks so like our one in Hermanus. Good night, everybody.